I told my friends, like, yeah, we need to do it.
Would you mind if I filmed you? Alright, so what's your name?
Eric.
Alright, so we're here talking with Eric. He is the creator of Sporkman, which is his own little comic book series. Eric, explain to me what you just explained to me on camera about Sporkman, the originations of him, and what you're trying to do with this hero.
The origins?
Yes.
Well, it actually came about, it was a very late night years ago. Me and a bunch of friends, and we were just like throwing out names of crazy ideas for superheroes. And one of us was like, Sporkman. How about that? He's got, you know, for a spork head and hands and everything. And it was a couple years later, I made a custom action figure of Sporkman using real sporks. And then as a surprise, after I got married, my wife and I had a Halloween party, and I told everyone it's going to be a surprise what my costume is. And so I actually made a Sporkman costume, took it to a convention, won a whole bunch of awards, and just everyone seemed to love it. And they kept joking, oh, when's the comic coming out? So I talked to my friends about it. I'm like, well, we got to find a way to make a comic because people want to see this. They actually really like it. And so our first issue we did, we were trying to come up with a story, and I'm like, why don't we just have it take place at a sci-fi convention, since that's where...
So that's Sporkman convention came out of, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
And we actually have little cameos in it. I pop up in it. A couple other of our friends, some other characters we created are there. And there's cameos in it that only people that were at that convention would realize, like the master of ceremonies for the masquerade, like he is in it.
Okay.
So who are these three names at the bottom there?
That's me, Eric Berry, my friend Chris Sylvia, and who co-wrote it, and Gifty Richarda was the artist for everything. None of us could draw. We could do the writing.
Right. I always gotta have that one friend that knows how to draw.
He's actually from Indonesia, and we had him do these issues. And since then, he's joined together with a couple of other artists, and they formed Ore Studios. And on their Facebook page, one time I saw like some Tron pictures. They said, "Oh, this is for Tron Legacy." I'm like, "What did you do on that?" He said, "Oh, we did some of the artwork for the marketing overseas for Tron Legacy." So they've kind of been real successful in what they're doing.
Okay. Could you give us like a little synopsis of what Sporkman is?
Sporkman is a superhero with no superpowers.
Yes,
but
that's the best superhero.
But he believes that he has the power of the spork, but he never truly explains it. He'll kind of be like, "Do you use a spoon and a fork?" "Yes." "Well, there you go." And it's like, wait, that's not an explanation. But despite the fact that he seems so ridiculous, he does save the day all the time. And I never cared for characters where they had a comedic hero and the sidekick always saved the day. For example, like Inspector Gadget, you know, no, his niece saves the day and it looks like he does. No, Sporkman actually does the work, but, you know, I guess you could say he's very confident, you know.
Right.
In his abilities, and he does.
Would you say it's, well, I guess, is that kind of like the way Hong Kong Booey was a little?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. A lot of people on Reddit said it felt a little bit like The Tick with the humor.
Ah, yeah.
I never read a Tick comic, so I couldn't say one way or the other. But as far as like that crazy superhero type thing, I'd say it's not that way. Then we followed it up with Ghost in Japan, which started out, we wanted to do like one issue, and we're like, no, there's too much stuff, we're going to have to do 2 issues. No, there's going to be too much stuff, we need to do 3. And so that was a little bit more epic. We introduced a lot of characters that, you know, in future issues, we might come back and bring some of them into it, like he has a love interest in that. And we just parodied all these different things. We're like, yeah, isn't it funny how anime always has this? And we're like, okay, we're going to put that in the comic. Yeah. Okay, it's funny, they always have this, we got to put that in the comic. So, you know, you have everything from like Pokemon type creatures, speed lines, which he actually like notices. He's like, what's with all these lines? They're speed lines. It's Japan. They get used to it. You know, that kind of thing. Which, you know, we didn't necessarily use that kind of stuff in conventions, so we definitely wanted to add those little things. Yeah, that's an homage to anime.
Now, are these being produced by anybody, or are they still kind of like in the Kickstarter phase? Or
we did all of these before Kickstarter was really a thing. And so it was all just money right out of our pockets. I mean, we still are in debt, you know, to what we have to pay.
So if somebody wanted to pick up a Sporkman comic, how would they go about doing that?
www.getspork.com.
Gotcha.
There's actually a guy that that owns Sporkman.com that does like a web comic, and we've been unable to get that. So we have getspork.com, and they're all available to order there.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir. I'd shake you with the right hand, but that's busy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.